Hey guys, welcome to my second vlog. So I'm here with my friend Tithira Perera. He's a head instructor for Sri Lanka School of Jeet Kune Do plus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Sri Lanka, and he's showing me some of his Savat techniques from Jeet Kune Do. And Savat is a French kickboxing style, and the technique we are working on right now is called a coup de pied, which means a foot cut. As you see, it's a very linear technique, and we aim at the shin, the knees, sometimes the ankle. So coup de pied completely stops your opponent's forward momentum. It can damage the knee as well. It's very useful in this case to defend against somebody who's trying to roundhouse kick you in the head. As you see, when you execute the coup de pied properly, your upper body goes back, much like what happens with the teep. So it kind of moves your head into a safer distance, especially if your opponent's kicking you. There we go. Now it's my turn. So I use the coup de pied a lot in when I spar in for MMA because I mean for me it works a lot very well. I'm very careful not to kick anyone in the knees when I spar. I just go for the shin. As you see, my head was moving back. I'm moving my hip forward. I'm making contact with his leg and completely avoiding his roundhouse kick. So next, what he's going to show is the coup de pied converted into a roundhouse kick or a fuite as it's known in Savat. Now the Savat roundhouse kick may not be as powerful as a Muay Thai kick, and as far as I know, they don't kick with the shin very much. They focus on kicking with the instep, or if you're wearing shoes with the toes of the boot. So they're designed to be very fast kicks. They're like if you think Muay Thai kick is like a rocket launcher or a shotgun, Savat kick would be like a sniper rifle. It may not be powerful, but you can use it to stun your opponent, or if you hit them in just the right spot, you can knock them out definitely. And I find that for MMA, it has been useful for me to combine with the Muay Thai and Kyokushin kicks I know. So here we are just converting that forward momentum into a circular momentum by converting the coup de pied into the fuite. Now we are working on the inner thigh kick, fuite to the inner thigh. In the street fight, you'd obviously go for the groin, but since our focus is on mixed martial arts mostly, we're going for the inner thigh. It's a very small adjustment from there. Here we are trying to kick each other as we retract our kicks. Just doing a drill like this helps you kind of interrupt your opponent's retreat, and also it helps you with your pendulum motion, which I'll go into detail with another video. It's one of my favorite entries for my combinations. Here he's showing us a basic side kick and a side kick to stop a punch, much like how you use a teep for Muay Thai. Jeet Kune Do borrows heavily from Chinese martial arts, and as we know, side kicks are big in Japan and China. So here it serves the same purpose as a teep. As you see, he's stopping my jab by kicking me in the ribs with his leg. He's actually showing a teep there just to show how much similar the techniques are. Side kick, of course, gives you a little bit more range and more power, but it also turns you to the side. So if you miss that side kick, you do have your back exposed to the opponent. So to be ready for that. Every technique obviously has its give and take. Right? Everything has its weakness. So it's good to know, experiment with different techniques, and widen your toolbox. Now we're going to work on some follow-up. So he's going for a clinch after the side kick. As you see, one of his favorite combinations is to go from side kick to back fist, just like you'd see in most Chinese movies or Chinese martial arts. The reason being, once you do a side kick, your hips facing your opponent to the side, so you're very much side on to the opponent. So it's easier to go for a back fist than a jab from a side on angle, and it actually works. And now you can obviously, a back fist is not as powerful as a jab or a cross. However, it is fast and it will disrupt your opponent's thinking. So it's something you can practice, and then you'll see me in my future sparring videos using a lot of back fist. I do combine my back fist with my boxing. I like to go for a jab back fist combination. It makes it kind of confuses most opponents because they're used to either jabs, crosses, hooks, or uppercut stuff like that, and when you suddenly throw a back fist in there, like, oh, what's that? So you want to get that kind of reaction from your opponent, and I find that that's useful for me. So here, as you see, when he's executing the back fist, he wants to land on the jaw or the neck. Uh, Ideally, I mean, there is a slim chance of a knockout there, and if you get it, why not, right? But of course, you're ready for a situation where you don't get a knockout. So right after the back fist, you follow up with that cross, just like that. Here we are doing a little bit of sparring. We're starting slow. So today's sparring, the focus is on boxing only, and emphasizing on head movement and our positioning. Both Tithira and I have not been doing much stand up for a while because we've been focusing a lot on our jiu-jitsu. So we are back trying to figure things out. And normally when I train or when I spar or fight, I am an orthodox fighter. I keep my left foot forward, but Jeet Kune Do is very big on keeping the right leg in front. So here you see me being southpaw. So as you see, we are going super slow, super light, just getting into the mood of things. Okay, just working on the angles, exploiting each other's weaknesses, changing up the speed just a little bit, but not too much, not too aggressive. We're trying to stick to a small area, just working on that head movement, playing with the range, as you see. Yeah. So even if you get hit here, it's not such, anyway, getting hit in sparring is just something that happens to anyone. You just have to, brush it off and keep going. And that's I believe that's what makes you a tougher person. They say the martial arts makes you disciplined and tough. I think most of it is to do with the sparring. And you see us moving our heads, slipping out of the jab range, got the cross on his face. And I have a big problem with my rear hand dropping, especially when I'm southpaw. And he's going to be exploiting that. I think I have the clip of that. I will play that for you guys. I get punched in the face pretty hard eventually because I drop my rear hand. And but that's how you learn. You just capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, and you try to avoid your mistakes. Up, I think I ate that one. Yes. So as you see, the speed's picking up little by little. It's a very gradual build. It helps us to adjust our game a little bit. Now we can just make it a little bit more combative. I think this was the second round. Yeah, I tried to go in with a trap. I think it worked a little bit. Now Tithira's head movement's actually really good. But as you see, both of us are a little bit flat-footed right now. I've been working on it for the past week with my Muay Thai coach as well. So I think I'm doing a little bit better this week than last week. So that jab he did was a typical Jeet Kune Do jab. It's a very long jab, and there's a lot of structure behind it. So it's a very interesting jab. Your head does stick out though. However, if you do it right with the right range, your opponent should not be able to hit you because it's such a long attack. Now I'm getting lazy and dropping my rear hand like an idiot. I think I'll pay for that in a little while. Tithira is doing a good job. He's keeping his hands up, very combative. I'm a little bit taller than him, so I'm trying to keep him at that range. But he's good at evading and coming in. I missed that punch just by a little bit. It grazed the back of my head. It was a good shot. Boom. Yep. Oh, yeah, he walked into that cross. So sometimes when you walk into your opponent, it's a good idea to keep your hands up. Especially after combos, we tend to relax a little bit and then we tend to forget everything. As me, with some forward pressure, resetting again. Just want to come back to the camera's view. That's it. Still working on our countering a little bit. Still a little bit more flat-footed than I would like to be. That's a really good one by Tithira. He got me square in the stomach with that. It was a good one. I didn't see that coming. That's me trying to charge in. Now things are getting more interesting. going a little bit faster. Still keeping it light. No one's angry. No one's putting power. It's nice and easy. Just working on the technique. That's it. I'm trying to pressure him a little bit by positioning my hands in a way to close the space between us. Something my MMA coach taught me, and something I'm still working on. Keeping my hands up a little bit, trying to be aggressive. I think I got a few good strikes. As you see, my chin is sticking out in this video a lot more than I would like it to be. So I've been working on that hard for the past week, and yeah, hopefully in my next sparring video you won't see that. It's tiny things, right? Is it these tiny mistakes that your opponents capitalize on you? You need. That's what training is all about. And if you don't spar for a while, all this, mistakes start happening again. So Tithira's full on going on with head movement, my hands dropping. Boom! I get punched in the face. Oh! So I miss that a little bit. It grazes me, that punch, but his left cross comes straight into my face. Boom! Oh, sorry, was his right hand? Yeah, it was his right hand. Right hand gets me in the face. Him falling down is him being upset because he hit me a little bit harder than he intended. But hey, that's life. That's sparring. So we are back at it again. It's not a big deal. No one's angry. But if you look close, you can see me keeping my left hand up high because I learned from my mistake. So that's what you want to do when you get hit in sparring. You don't want to get angry and go back at it like with 100% force and try to knock the other guy out. What you want to do is, realize that, okay, you made a mistake. Now let's fix it. That's why you spar. So that's it for today. And basically today's video is how I incorporate Jeet Kune Do concepts and techniques I learn into my mixed martial arts game. And I try to incorporate everything I learn, and if it works I use it, if it doesn't work I ditch it. That's simple as that. I hope to put up more sparring videos of me going up against different guys at our gym. We have some experienced fighters as well as some inexperienced fighters. So it's a different mix of people with different styles, different backgrounds, different body types. So it'll be interesting to watch and to learn from. I'll be showing you my successes and my failures, and hopefully that'll inspire you to take your own martial arts journey to the next level. Until next time, train hard, train smart, Pragster out.